Episode 3, everybody.
Episode 3!
We still haven't got canceled yet. We out here.
I just realized I was holding up 2 while I was yelling 3.
You know,
but
two twos. You're right in between.
Yeah, I'm thinking ahead. We got it this far, so I'm like trying to project. Like, mention the secret.
It was big brain.
I'm gonna get to number 4. I'm gonna get to number 4 at the very least. But we're doing pretty good.
I fuck with that. We are doing pretty good.
We're getting into episode 3.
Yeah.
You also got a nice little interview.
Yeah, those big ass GQ 10 things you can't live without. Well, here's mine. What's going on, QG? I am truant. Double-sided, high-quality DVD right. Oh, it broke the key. This is my episode of 10 things I literally cannot live without. Let's get going. Number 1, the bag. It holds everything. You can reuse it too, if you're cold, wrap it around yourself. Multifunctional bag. If you got a lot of shit to carry, you put that shit in here. If you're sad and you want to cry, just put it over your head and you don't have to cry. Just don't tighten it too tight. Alright, now time for the second thing in the list. Now, it's very important to make a great first impression. So you want good silverware, you really want to impress the ladies. Check this out. It even comes with a spoon cleaner. When you're done eating your food, you just clean your spoon, and then you put it away for later. Multi-use. We got some noodles and burritos. Again, if you're trying to impress the ladies, everyone knows the easiest way to a woman's heart, it's in their stomach. And we got the noodles, we got the burritos. It's all good food here. Throw this in the microwave, 45 seconds one way, 45 seconds the other way, and you got a whole 6 grams of protein, 9 grams of protein. And of course, no good dinner is good without some wine. Because sometimes your hyena be kind of mad at you because, oh, you're not working, you're not providing. I fed you burritos this morning, lady. So, sometimes you just gotta chill her out, so she's not fighting so much. So you gotta bring in the provisions, the boxed wine, but just hide it after a couple of glasses, because if she drinks too much of this, then she's gonna bring that bullshit up again, and we can't have that. Alright, once you wind and dine your female, you want some good entertainment, right? And I don't got Netflix or cable or anything like that, but I do got some good movies. We got In Living Color, and we got Schindler's List. I don't really have a Blu player though, so if you got a Blu-ray player, girl, I'll treat you to some noodles. Remember that. So it's no secret that I like to be the life of the party, right? So, sometimes after too many cervezas, you get the beer shit, and the beer shit's nasty. So the one thing I never like to forget, when I leave the house, is some toilet paper. And the thing is also, you could just bring it to the party, and be all festive, and use it as, streamers, catch. But it's a celebration, New Year's is coming up. Woo! Canelo one, it's multi-purpose. It could be used for anything, People don't use their imaginations. All these things, they can be used for anything. Alright, and last and not least, the real player shit right here. We got the AirPods, Because you gotta, glow up, You can't let people think you're, fucking a dead-ass broke beat, So, but the only problem is, I found these, and, they don't come with the headphones. I only found the case. But it's motivation for the future, if I work hard enough, I could get a couple of AirPods too, The secret, manifest the AirPods. And those are 10 things I literally cannot live without. Thank you, QG. I appreciate you guys having me over. I can't wait till we do the 73 questions. Until next time. Yo, what the? We're back.
y'all missed a little bit of flavor in that transition, but we'll just keep moving forward.
I was big balling that video,
You
right?
were big ball in that video, man.
Right?
You really represented for the culture.
See, these chicks like noodles, bro. I don't think you guys realize that. It's the noodles.
I mean, I've seen enough Instagram pictures of noodles to like say that that's a very safe assumption.
You see the Bad and Bougie video? That chick wearing red, eating the cup of noodles?
I don't, but that's just me. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen that video.
Okay, for sure. No. That's what the chicks want, especially if you get the shrimp flavor. The shrimp flavor is how you win them over.
I mean, Timothy Delgado, like, his IG name is Send Me Nudes, and it's just noodles.
Is that his IG
That's
name?
his IG name. So, noodles...
I thought he changed it to, like, his real name, right?
I mean, it could have been, like, that's how it used to be. I remember seeing, like, episode on him.
Send Me Nudes. That's cool.
Yeah. So, I understand. Noodles have a very important part in modern culture today.
I agree, bro. 1,000%.
Especially when you're balling on a budget, You provided a very nice list to make sure that people can survive.
I think so. I got you guys. See, I'm here to help you guys out. The little men just as much as the big men,
You gotta make sure everyone's taken care of, man. Alright, so I've been watching a lot of YouTube.
Before we get carried away.
You make a very valid point, sir. Make a very valid point.
Cheers to episode 3.
This
kid about to break his phone right now.
It's not broken. Cheers, though. It's episode
yet.
3. Not yet.
Not
We're getting
yet.
there. It's been more than 2 years, so I think I'm like now at the point where like I can break it, and it's like, fuck, I need to get a new phone, but it lasted where I needed to.
Yeah, I just cracked my screen like a couple weeks ago, right? But I'm like, all right, I only have like a few months left. Like, it doesn't hurt me as bad as it would, normally.
It's not like after, like, because I remember I did that once, like 3 or 4 months after I got the phone, it fucking shattered. And it's just like, shit.
I've cracked my iPhone, opening up a beer before.
See, I used the case. I didn't use the actual phone.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I didn't break it. But, speaking of things to survive, I've been trying to survive my most recent job because it's been boring me to hell.
Yeah.
So I've been watching a lot of different comedians on YouTube and whatnot because, I remember growing up, like, stand-up was so fucking big.
Yeah, we grew up to a very big stand-up home, and I was obsessed. I wanted to be a comedian when I was growing up, and, like, I would tell my brother jokes, and he would be like, it's whatever. And I'd be like, oh, George Lopez made this joke up. And then he's, like, cracking up, and I made the joke up the entire time,
Alright, you're getting a little ahead of where I want to go to, bro. I see you calling me out. George Lopez was fucking shit. Growing up, dude, that was my jam. Anyhow, no, I want to add on to that, too. It's like, I used to ask you to do stand-up for me. Like, I would ask you just to do a fucking set. Because that's
right there in the living room.
That's how important stand-up comedians were in like our family. Like that and boxing, I think, were like the two things.
Those were the two biggest things. That's why I make jokes a lot when I'm uncomfortable.
And
that's how I got out of trouble.
And that's probably why I was always fucking hitting shit when I was a kid, man. I used to be aggressive.
Makes sense. Yeah.
The things we learned from what we're surrounded, we're products of our environment.
Bruh, when I was watching Canelo, I was like, let's go, Mexico!
Dude, that Canelo fight was fucking wild.
Bruh, he bodied him.
He bodied that dude. And
that
you like
no competition.
You see like Canelo, and he's obviously small because he's Mexican.
Yeah.
This is a big 6'3", like 6'1" dude, and like I know that you like as the bigger guy.
It was incredible to know that they're in the same weight class. Just how much taller he was than Canelo.
Yeah, and if I remember, the guys that used to fight in that weight class, but dude, like watching Canelo, like just his head movements, it's just a fucking masterclass.
And his counters are amazing, bro.
It's so fucking nice.
It doesn't even look like he's dodging, but he's dodging.
Really doesn't.
Yeah.
He's just like he's able. I was hearing something from I was watching a lot of comedians, and one of the things I was hearing is like. They're saying Mayweather is the GOAT at boxing. I don't agree with that. Let it be known, internet. I do not agree.
He's the GOAT. He's 100%
I do not agree
he played
that he's
it to a science, bro.
He is one of the best to ever do it. I will never take that away from him. And the reason why I bring this up is because they're saying that like he was able to take away people's confidence in the ring. Yeah. That he was like you see Mayweather as it progresses,
he plays with them.
He plays with people. Yeah. And like as a psychological thing, that shit was impressive. Now I'm seeing Canelo do that shit too. But it's like he plays.
He's not toying as much though.
But he's like, I can beat you at reach and up close.
He's playing the mind game for sure, but he's not like playing the way Mayweather.
Yeah, plays, it's like he's playing where like I can fucking take your hits and I can dish them out better than you can and fucking bring your ass to the mat.
And he does like crazy shit where he like jabs you on the arm to get your attention there, just while the other one's already mid-swing, bro.
Shit's
like,
wild.
Like, some of the things I see him do, I'm like, I'm gonna remember that. Bars are gonna open up soon, okay? Sometime next year.
People are gonna get rowdy.
People are gonna get rowdy, so, keep those things in mind.
People are definitely gonna get fucking rowdy, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the inevitable circumstance of people being cooped up. Like I was saying, I've been watching a lot of comedians.
Yeah.
And something I've been thinking about, or something that gets brought up a lot, especially among some of the greatest, is what is the Mount Rushmore for comedians? And I know for a lot of people, it's different. What is your Mount Rushmore for comedians?
You know what? That brings us up to something. Every week we've been doing top 5, and you know what? We decided we were going to make that an official topic of the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's also going to get its own slide.
Slide now!
Slide!
Alright, we're outside of the title card. As you've been able to see, we're now calling this segment Top Flight. It's
Top
a new
Flight.
one. Again, we really want to make sure that people are able to see like all the best things or all the stuff that like we really enjoy.
And there's something so fun about ranking things.
It really is. It's like ranking like a parent's favorite child and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It brings a lot of cohesion to it, man.
Exactly.
But childhood trauma aside, we're kind of technically segueing into that because we are talking about comedians.
Right.
What is your Mount Rushmore for comedians?
My Mount Rushmore. All right. 100%. Number 1, Dave Chappelle.
Okay. All right.
For sure. Number 2, George Lopez.
Oh, I'm surprised on that one actually.
That was the first. Him and Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle were like the first like gods of comics in our life. You know?
That is true, but like...
even the kings of comedy, though, like Bernie Mac and Cedric and all them, too. But those 3, especially George Lopez, was a big one.
Latin Kings of Comedy, man.
Latin Kings of Comedy.
We were playing that DVD on repeat.
Number 4. Who would be number 4? I don't know. I don't want to, like, stick with the old ones, you know? So I'm going to just say one of the new ones I really, really like. I like Taylor Tomlinson a lot. She has this really, like, satirical, funny, like... making fun of your personal life thing, but like I don't know, she has this wit about her that I really fuck with.
That name sounds super familiar. Did you watch one of those?
She's new, yeah. I played it in the Family House, but there was a lot of relationship jokes that kind of in the Family House that just weren't sitting well at the time. It was a little awkward. I really wanted to laugh, but I was like, "This is not." I should have like not played this.
Yeah, there were some of those jokes where like, "This is funny," but if I utter a noise. Shit gonna pop up.
she was doing like some funny shit like with her mans at the time during like quarantine. They were releasing so many shorts together. Like I guess they can't fly out of LA, so now like the boyfriend was stuck with her at home. So they made like little fun Instagrams. And like in the middle, like the end of one of them, she's like, "So when are you gonna fly out of here?" Like just little like nuances like that. Like I found so hilarious, you know.
That actually is pretty funny. Because I remember you mentioned before, like, her short bits for sure were always, like, really solid.
Yeah.
And that's what I got from the special. Like, a lot of her short form stuff, like, were really fucking good. But, like, again, because this is a very... it wasn't the best situation to watch one of her specials. We could have chose a little better. We could have chose a better topic.
Yeah,
we could have chosen a better topic, especially.
Sarah Silverman would have been a better choice, you know. Like she said some nasty shit, but that would have kept the family at ease.
Dude, it's like every time I think of Sarah Silverman, and it's like we were now in an environment where people were like, what you tweet out or what you say like many years ago gets brought back into your history, and can potentially fuck you up in a lot of situations. It always catches me off guard, or like it astonishes me and impresses me how Sarah Silverman.
Yeah, she's impenetrable.
She's impenetrable. Like, dude,
she's been doing it from the jump. Though.
She's quote unquote a Disney princess, man.
She is.
Think about that. She's talked about constantly
shit all the time
of just like some of the most vulgar shit, and it's funny. She's damn good at what she does.
I've been a big fan of her for a long.
But at the same time, it's like I hear her voice and I hear Vanellope Von Sweets, and it's like, ooh. My brain just can't separate the two.
I see that.
So I just like, in my head, like, it's Vanellope Von Sweets, but at some point, like, I'm still expecting, like, a pussy joke or something like that to come out, and it's like, that don't sit right. My brain is just malfunctioning and whatnot.
So who's in your Mount Rushmore?
My Mount Rushmore, that's, I don't want to rank them. I know for sure there's 4 in there, and I don't want to rank them. For sure, Dave Chappelle. Yeah. Chappelle Show. monumentous.
Chappelle Show.
Fucking for our upbringing.
My parents never let me sleep late, but we were always allowed to watch the Chappelle Show whenever a new one came on every week.
Yeah, our parents always made weird decisions on what shows we weren't allowed to watch and what shows we were. Like we couldn't watch.
Got them into comedy?
I don't know,
That's
but like
shit.
we couldn't watch South Park, but we were to watch Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, exactly.
We couldn't watch cartoon characters being satire on Public World, but we're able to watch Black White Supremacists with no problem.
No problem. It's funny how that works, right?
George Lopez will also have to be on there for me too.
Yeah.
You know, you used to talk shit about this to me all the time.
Oh my god, this kid was like stuck on an accent, and he doesn't even speak Spanish still to this day.
I still don't speak Spanish.
But this kid whips out the accent. We're working on a new character. You'll know about that more about that later. But it's because of George Lopez. They brought this character to life
for the future.
You wanna,
Catch episode 4.
Hit him up with a little sneak peek.
No, you know I'm gonna be that like mysterious man in the corner. Like, you know what? Sure. You want to know what I'm trying to like talk about, but you won't know until you actually go and see it. So you know, wait and see. Next episode for sure. Hopefully, maybe we'll see what happens.
Suspense is what we're doing.
Exactly. Suspense. Leave you on a cliffhanger, even though we're in the middle of an episode right now.
I'm glad I'm not the one who mixes up my words all the time. I do that all the time.
You know, Lack of Sleep unfortunately does that to you.
yeah, for sure.
So, all right. So, for sure, Dave Chappelle,
and then
George Lopez. G-Lo is it's kind of a weird way to...
G-Lo was the name of his show, remember?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
His TBS show.
I completely forgot that he had a show on TBS.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 would have, the third in that list for me at least would have to be Richard Pryor. You know how fucking important Richard Pryor was to me.
Yeah.
And I was watching Richard Pryor at an age I was not supposed to, but
same with many comedians, man. You be re-listening to like the Dane Cook CDs over and over again.
Yeah,
you know?
But at the same time, like hearing Richard Pryor talking about freebase and lighting himself on fire. And like before I graduated elementary school, like it makes sense as to why my humor kind of gravitated towards the way it went.
Yeah.
Fuck, the fourth one is super difficult. I feel like that's the one that changes the most.
Yeah, that's why I chose like a new pick for that one.
Yeah, I feel like new pick for me.
I guess, you know, I'm gonna take mine back. I love Taylor Tomlinson. She's definitely a new pick, but she's not in the Mount Rushmore. But like, okay, we're talking about Mount Rushmore, all right? So, all right, keep going with yours.
Okay, it's a toss up. I think I'm gonna say Bernie Mac is number 4.
Bernie Mac is a really fucking good
Bernie
choice.
Mac used to have me in fucking tears.
Listen here, America.
His show was amazing. His stand-up was always fucking funny. Seeing him on the Kings of Comedy tour and everything. And the whole, like, milk and cookie skit. That skit, forever. Every time I hear milk and cookies, I immediately think of that fucking bit. Yeah. But I think for me, I also have to give honorable mention to Bill Burr. He's creeping up for me.
The thing about Bill Burr, okay, he's slightly creeping for me, but the thing is, like, he only has negative shit to say, you know? And that's what gets on my nerves. At least everyone else has to spin it. It's more like of an annoyance they're talking about. Like, Bill Burr talks about it, like, in such a loathe where it's just, like, it's annoying sometimes.
I get that, but, like, I've never seen someone who's just so massively able to fucking disassemble people.
Yeah.
Like... I've seen really great people who are able to
tear shit apart for sure.
He tears shit apart in like such a way that you never would have thought about.
Yeah.
And the second he brings it up, it's like, oh yeah, maybe he is right. Maybe fuck that guy. I never thought about that way, but fuck that guy.
You know what trips me out? It trips me out how he like ripped Star Wars apart publicly. Got like a lot of traction because of it, and now he's on The Mandalorian. And he's on The Mandalorian, and he's getting paid to continue to ripping Star Wars apart on the show. That's like next level shit. So, all right, like respect to Bill Burr.
That's why I gotta give the motherfucker credit because every movie he's in, every show he's in, he's Bill Burr trying to be this guy, but at the same time, it's always himself, and he's always having that like aspect to it. And even in The Mandalorian, he's a dope ass fucking character the entire time.
Yeah,
and it's like. I'm watching it. It gives me that same like Ben Affleck syndrome where it's like I'm watching you and I know you're in a role and you're supposed to be this character, but now motherfucker you're Ben Affleck. Now motherfucker you're Bill Burr.
Yeah. But in this situation, it still works. You know, like so when I can't separate the actor, it kind of ruins the movie for me. But like with Bill Burr, it's like no, he's meant to be here. He's definitely meant to be.
Even Star Wars needs an asshole.
Yeah, and they brought him back. They brought him back from prison, so like they know you know they want like to reuse him somehow.
Okay, so this is the point where we're gonna add. Do you want to go? You want to switch up your last one before we go on Bill Burr?
Okay, my last one. Oh fuck!
Because you said you wanted to switch out.
There's a couple I want to like throw in there, but I just want to like diversify it a little bit. But I'm forgetting the name. But I know his energy and I know his stand up. He was from the Justin Long movie where he made it his own college and they brought him in as the teacher.
Oh, fuck. His last name was Black.
Yeah,
First
I know, I remember Black. Yeah, he just has like such an aneurysm and shit going on about him. It's like everything fucking pisses him off. And like I find it so funny, bro.
How in the fuck did you make a previous statement saying, I don't like Bill Burr because he's negative as shit? And then the originator of that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
It was the old rickety white man fucking yelling at people.
The reason why I liked him is because like I like comedy. So, you know, at the time I was dating someone who has like more of like, you know, like a more red state side of the family, right? So they decided to have me watch their version of the Kings of Comedy, and you know, it was like, get her done. And I was like, this is all fucking like butthole, bro. I couldn't get into any of it. And then when he came on, like, I was actually laughing. I was like, okay, like, I don't know about all these other, like, fucking whatever they're talking about, but like, this guy is funny, you know? Like, it wasn't just like hillbilly talk. It was like stuff that I understand, and he just like, I don't know, he was pretty good.
Yeah, no, he is very good. But yeah, like I still don't see how you were saying, oh, Bill Burr is so fucking negative.
Because he has so much energy, bro. He's like screaming and going crazy, and Bill Burr is just like, you know what, fuck you. Fuck you, alright? I don't give a shit. Like, you know, like that, like, it's like, sure, they're both complaining, but like the frequency is totally different, you know?
Okay. Alright, I get that. The energy level does make a big fucking difference in there. So I'll give you that one.
That's why I'm being like Chris Rock, because he's just so loud, you know? He's like, you never know, you know? It's like, he has to be a lot more cautious now, you know?
I'm actually really kind of surprised at how fucking well you did that. I was taking a little off guard. But you mentioned The Mandalorian.
Yeah. How do you like the new Mandalorian? The last season finale.
All right. For everyone that's watching right now, Spotify listeners, YouTube listeners, this is where we're going to put the spoiler tag on there. Big spoilers.
And we don't know when this is going to end, so.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this. Understand this, internet. This is your fault.
You've been warned. Baby Yoda's named Grogu.
Exactly.
We've reached this point already.
Darth Vader is Luke's father. That's kind of a big one.
That is a big one.
Just giving you a heads up for that one.
I thought it was going to be Han Solo when I first watched the prequels back in the 70s.
It would make... Back in the 70s?
Yeah. That's when it came out, right?
Not the prequels.
Oh, the OG prequels.
The original trilogy.
The original trilogy.
70s, 80s, somewhere on there.
I'm a big fan.
I should really know this. Anyhow. Alright. You've been warned. Moving on.
Alright, let's go, Eric Foreman. Talk that shit.
Alright, dang. I actually did have a lot of Eric Foreman energy behind it, not gonna lie. Alright. Mandalorian. I gotta say, it's so fucking dope.
It's dope.
It's just, the show is really fucking good.
I just love how clean and sharp it all is.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see like a space spaghetti western.
Yeah.
And
they had Robert Rodriguez like fucking direct an episode, bro.
And he's potentially being like searched after to probably take care of another project too. So it's like that was his kind of audition tape.
Ooh.
And that was such a dope fucking season finale.
That was yeah. That was good. Okay,
so all right, I'm a huge fucking Star Wars fan. I got to make that very fucking clear. I spent a lot of hours learning about the lore of Star Wars and stuff.
Yeah, I'm a new fan. I got into it because he put me on like Clone Wars, and I was like, it's kind of cool now. I like it. And then I saw Rogue One, and I was like, oh.
All right, okay. You bring up Rogue One. I know we want to talk about the Mandalorian, but I'm curious to see why was Rogue One the thing that brought you in out of all the Star Wars stuff?
The reason why it brought me in because, like, you did not need to know anything Star Wars related. You did not need to know about the Force. Mm-hmm. The movie was just a really good, like, war political movie with just like a Star Wars skin on it. So like it allowed me to like just really like envelop myself into it. And then, you know, like I didn't know much about Star Wars at the time, but I knew Darth Vader. Everyone knew Darth Vader, you know. And like in college, I did like a project on the Imperial March for like my sound design class, you know.
Oh, that's actually really dope.
Yeah, and I got like that was like my highest grade for that whole semester. It was like, and I thought it was gonna be my lowest grade. I was so insecure about it, but I remixed the whole thing. It could be still on my drive. So I saw that movie. The whole thing was just like it was just epic. It was deep. I didn't have to know these fucking characters, or I didn't have to know about this world. It was just one set story. It didn't give me no bullshit cliffhanger. It was just a fucking great story. So after that, then I was like, all right, this is kind of rad. Like, I'm gonna start watching a little bit more of the Clone Wars and stuff like that. Fell in love with Ahsoka Tano. She ended up becoming my favorite Star Wars character, period, because I am a newer fan. And to see Rosario Dawson come through with the dual fucking lightsabers and fucking, oh my god.
I kind of, like, it was super dope, but I also have a gripe with that.
Why? There's no reason to have a gripe with that.
Here's the thing. Ahsoka Tano she's fought against Darth Maul. She's fought against Darth Vader. Yeah. She's fought against some of the best in the galaxy in fucking blade-to-blade combat on a consistent basis. Right. She was trained by Anakin Skywalker, man. Like, she was supposed to be a phenomenal fucking fighter who can take out almost, like, the best of the galaxy can dish out. How in the fuck does she get one of her lightsabers knocked out of her hand?
Yeah, that threw me off too, but, you know, I feel like she could have also, like, just pulled it out of the water with the Force. Yeah. So, like, I feel like, honestly, she was just playing a bit. She didn't want to show her powers, because if you show out enough Force, you also got to realize they're in a timeline where they're being hunted. True. They have to keep their shit, like, under control. And then you had Luke with the recent episode. Like, it looked like he was just casually fucking around with them. And yeah, there was the whole thing going on with, like, the Rogue One Darth Vader scene. Like, where it was complimenting the good and the bad. But, like, also, like, no one's going ham on their powers right now, you know? Like, everyone's kind of being a little low-key because they're all being hunted. So that's how it just makes sense to me.
But it was just, like, for me, it was, like, again, I kind of get it because the way Ahsoka was fighting her battle, it was, like, it was at least a grip that she's not normally, at least on camera used to, because, like, it's just a standard grip.
And it felt like she was testing...
she usually does the reverse grip
Din,
and stuff.
You know?
Yeah.
It didn't feel like she was going all out with Din.
But at the same time, it was just, like... as soon as I saw her get disarmed, it's like, no!
Nah.
Why?
I was still, like, in the edge of my seat, so stoked. Because I'm also a humongous Rosario Dawson fan, bro. Like, not only Daredevil, but from the Kevin Smith movies and stuff like that. Like, I always found her, like, awesome. Rent, you know, was big in musicals, so, like, Rent was big. So, like, Rosario Dawson was always, like, a big character for me. So, not to see her playing my favorite fucking Star Wars character and to see it live action, to see her look as phenomenal as she does, like, I'm 100% for it. I'm so for it.
So I do want to take something you were saying before, when you mentioned about Rogue One, and kind of present that to the Mandalorian, like why I'm actually really excited about a lot of these new projects coming out. Yeah. Where it's like, the Star Wars universe is so vast, it's so big, there's so many like awesome, amazing stories in there. You know, the Clone Wars gets really in-depth and stuff. Yeah. Rebels, it's not as good as the show as Clone Wars is.
I still want to watch Rebels, though.
But there's a lot of dope stuff that's being talked about. You know, Grand Admiral
it got way better after, like...
It got way better towards the end, especially when Thrawn showed up, because you don't know who Thrawn is, but, like, just think of, like, all, like, the great admirals that are, like, are shown in the movies and stuff like that, you know, intimidating they are. Now, imagine a motherfucker who, like, he's the best of the best, and mind you... Like, the Empire, not the biggest fan of alien species in terms of, like, high positions. Grand Admiral Thrawn is
like, I think only, like, recently I started seeing, like, colored people inside those positions, you know? It's like...
Yeah, the diversity in the Empire ain't that great, not gonna lie. There's a little bit of whitewashing in there.
A lot of it.
Just a little bit. So seeing this, like, blue dude... fucking being one of he's a Grand Admiral, so he's like top of the fucking top generals in the whole fleet of the Empire, and this guy is just meticulous. Like he's so fucking in depth about a whole bunch of different stuff. But I digress. I think that's like the really cool part about these properties is that they're exploring so many stories and so many different genre types.
They're not being so safe with it too.
They're not, and it's like it's Star Wars stuff. So yeah, you know, there's the fantasy aspect of it, but it's like it's a spaghetti western. It's the Mandalorian. That's what it is. Rogue One was a war film.
Sorry to interject, but I think that's the thing about Rogue One too that I really like. It's like I was finally able to understand that it was a spaghetti western. You know? So like that was a big thing for me too.
So it's like it's finally able to like you're not because there's not this like you're destined to be this person and be great and magnificent and whatnot. It's like nah, you're in these random situations and you're trying to figure out the best of the situation.
And you just got to deal with it. And if you become a war hero, you become a war hero. But it was that or die. You know, it's not like it was your true destiny.
And there's a lot less of like Deus Ex Machina type stuff.
That's good because that's how I thought it all was. You know, like Luke is the true like wielder, yada yada. Like, and then the new movies, like to me, it all just seems so like cookie cutter. So when I was finally able to see some variety and some true storytelling. I was like, all right, this is cool.
It's really dope to see the different minds storytelling.
Thank you, Jon Favreau.
Yeah, echoes back to episode 1. Jon fucking Favreau.
Episode 1 of this, not episode 1 of Star Wars.
Yeah, episode 1 of Enjoy the Bud. Podcast you're watching or listening to right now. Go back to episode 1. Hear my rant on Jon Favreau.
My boy.
He's a boy. He's a boy. If we can ever get him on this show,
I would love to.
That would be amazing. That would be where I quit.
Let's petition every single day to get him on the show. But like, don't
just
quit.
Just hit him on the DMs, just like Jon Favreau. Hey, we signed this thing. We've been fans. Just every day, just spam his Twitter, his Instagram, and everything. After that,
just start hitting up other people. Like I want to chase down Kathleen Kennedy. Like, I finally got to you. I finally got to Kathleen Kennedy. She's like, all right, what favor do you want? Or, like, do you want to be in a Star Wars movie? Like, yes, but, like, what I'm here to ask you for, like, can you give me Jon's number? Like, I got a couple ideas, and I just want him to be on my show. Or if I could just hug him for a moment and get it on camera. But, like, an intimate hug, a really slow one. He's really big, so, like, it's like hugging a big one.
Give like a really nice hug, man.
He would.
He's like the guy who would like embrace and kind of lift.
And then he'll like feed you afterwards. Like, here, I'm gonna take it to my kitchen.
Ooh. Oh. All right, we kind of imagining Jon Favreau a little too heavy.
A little romantically.
It's okay, 2020.
2020.
It's a guy crush, man. Everyone need to have one. People used to have it for Enrique Iglesias.
He has nice chichis too, so it's
all the strength of a man, but the comfort of a woman.
Yeah, exactly. And he just seems so homey. Like, he doesn't look like he'll stress you out.
He doesn't. I mean, again, echoes back to episode 1. He's called Happy for a reason.
He is called Happy. He is
called Happy, man.
Yeah.
Jon fucking Favreau. You know what? For those of you who are getting annoyed of like this being a recurring bit, just understand this is gonna happen a lot. I have a big admiration to Jon Favreau, and so do you.
Yeah. 100%.
So it's going to pop out randomly. It may be its own segment. You don't know. The Jon Favreau Minute.
Just to ease it for you, Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do. Here's the payoff. Here's Malcolm.
So that's what Malcolm was up to.
I forgot where we were coming back from.
Fuck it. We're keeping this in. You're going to watch us recover from this. We're going to bounce back from this. I promise you. Cheers. We're going to do it. Cheers to this fucking shit. All right. I remember the segue. We're running this rough. Fuck it. Alright, we're almost into the new fucking year. We're almost out of this hellhole of 2020.
And I hope you guys had a great Christmas.
Hope you guys had a great Christmas. Hope you guys have a better New Year's at the same time.
We haven't figured out what bad memories we got just yet, but
yeah,
we'll let you know next week.
We'll get there. Anything for the New Year's? Anything in mind for it?
Anything for the New Year's?
Yeah.
After last year, you know what? I stopped doing New Year resolutions.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I have been like more productive about what I want to do now that I stopped making resolutions, Yeah. I feel like resolutions just add like a weird pressure that it just makes me not want to do it,
I feel it.
So no resolutions, but the things I will be working on is, I want to continue blowing this up, and I want to continue blowing Bandit records up. And now that the holidays are over, I'm going to have a lot more time to start doing like the design work for them a lot more. So I'm going to come correct, but for me, and also just the side hustle, because I still got to feed myself. But those are the two big things that like I want to focus on this year. I don't know where they're going to go. I want them to grow sooner than later, obviously, but that's what I want to do. How about you?
Yeah, I kind of in the same boat where like I really don't fuck with New Year's resolutions and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because again, it's just like this weird pressure that people put on themselves, and it's like, oh fuck, well I didn't do this come like December and whatnot. I don't know. I think like the main thing, especially since like a conversation I had with a very dear friend of mine, and it's like I just want to do shit that like makes me happy and like, that I enjoy. And
I'm so happy doing this. And I'm so happy doing Bandit too. And I do want to get back to my YouTube. Mm-hmm. Like the YouTube brought me happiness. I still don't know what I want to do with my channel yet, but I'm going to get back to it. For sure.
But we know what we're doing here.
And you know what we're doing here? Killing it, bitch.
We killing it. Also, smooth transition. You didn't expect this. Party hose, bitches.
Very smooth transition. Alright, I guess party hose, alright? So, okay, you guys should know the theme of Party Host by now, but if you don't, if you're not watching our show throughout the entire of its,
This is the third episode, so it's pretty easily digestible right now.
Yeah.
You should be able to get on track with all that we got going on.
So Party Host is just us talking about bad stories, and since we are talking about New Year's, we're going to keep the theme of New Year's.
Bad New Year's drinking stories.
Yeah.
I'll go first on this one?
Yeah,
all right, cool. So, for the drink in particular, I know Party Host, we talk about a drink in specifically. For me, I always think of New Year's when I think of a screwdriver. And the reason being is because screwdriver is actually the first time I ever got drunk in a situation. And I also, first time I ever blacked out. Both in the same night.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a really impressive twofer, make sure to hit that bat as far as I can take it or hit the ball with the bat,
Thank you, the Burnout family, for popping that cherry.
Speaking of, yeah. So that's where it's going to. So it was a New Year's party, and I think I was like 14, 15 at the time. No, I was 14 for sure, because remember I was already drinking beer at 15. So I was 14.
Not sooner than that?
Huh?
Not
what?
sooner
Like, that's like the first time I've actually was drinking, actually actively trying to drink versus just oh, this is just a sip of a beer that someone left over and whatnot.
I feel like at that point, you're already at my parties.
No, it wasn't out there till 15 or 16, dude.
Yeah, and I was doing my parties around 18, 19.
Yeah, but it wasn't, I didn't get really, I was around, but I never participated till I turned 14 or turned 15 or 16. Yeah, so as you may have guessed by our skin tone, we are of the Latin descent. We are
Nosotros son Latinos.
Sí, señor. I really don't know Spanish, so I'm trying here. So we're at a family party. And it's New Year's, and I'm thinking 14, so I don't want to do the math to figure out what year that was. So back in the day. Anyhow, we're at this party, and I didn't really drink at all before, because, I'm 14 at this time. I really don't have many opportunities. I mean, I had the opportunities, but I never really took them. So we're at this party, and everyone's getting trashed, man. Yeah. Everyone's having a good-ass time. My uncle hired a DJ. He hired a bartender. Everyone's having a great fucking time. We used to have the best parties there.
I think he newly finished his dance floor at the time.
Yeah, so everyone was dancing and whatnot.
Running the pool table or some shit. He had a great party house.
He was a great party house.
Yeah.
And so fast forward into the night. Our parents were drinking and whatnot, and everyone was getting fucked up at this point. And it got to the point,
like every family fucking festive event,
especially with Latinos. And so it gets to the point, towards the night, where our mom wanted to get a drink, and she orders a drink for the bartender. And her dad shows up, and he's like, no, you too fucked up. Wait, sorry, let me read it. Nah, you too fucked up. So
that is Afro costume. He was a doctor with the big ass afro, big ass glasses.
No, that's a Halloween party. That was a different time.
Fuck, you're right. Yeah. That was a costume.
It's cool. So
there are many events.
My dad is drunk, and my mom's obviously really drunk, and my dad, it's like, you can't drink this. And my mom's like, well, someone made the drink. The bartender made the drink. Someone's gonna drink this. And it's like, well, I can't drink it, then you have to drink it. She's referring to my dad. My dad's like, well, I'm fucked up, so I'm not going to drink it. And mom's like, well, someone needs to figure out who's going to drink this. And then they hear my name in the distance. That's it. And mom hands me this cup. And I look at the cup, and I'm like, oh, what is this? She's like, stop asking questions. It's your fucking drink.
I remember that.
Yeah. This is before everyone got, way fucking blitzed. So she's like, stop asking questions. Just take the drink and fucking finish it. I'm like, all right, cool. My mom told me to drink this drink. I kind of have to listen to my mom. And I tasted oh, this is pretty fucking good. And it, the bartender also put, pineapple juice in it too, besides just orange juice.
Fine-ass bartender.
So, we'll get into that later. We'll get into that later. That's important. Not for my story, but future stories. So...
That was a precursor.
So, foreshadowing, kids. The story structure and whatnot. And so, I drink this drink, and I fucking tear through it, because it tastes super sweet. I don't taste any of the alcohol. It was really tasty.
There's coconut in here.
Yeah, and also there's the Malibu. And I was like, oh, this is really fucking good. I want another one. So I asked my mom, hey, can I get another drink? And she's like, yeah, sure. She orders another one. She hands it to me. I fucking drink it. And that's when I realized the alcohol was starting to hit. And
this ain't juice.
It's juice, but
this ain't Capri Sun.
This ain't Tampico, man. This is a whole different type of orange tree. And so I'm like,
radioactive orange fucking drink right there, bro.
It's the only juice that tastes like the color, not like the fruit.
No, purple drink tastes like purple. And like at Walmart, it's also called purple drink.
But it tastes like purple food coloring. All right, we're digressing. Stay on track, David.
How are you not subscribed yet?
Yeah, man, this is pure comedy right now. And so, the second drink hits, and I was like, all right, I'm getting a little woozy, but this is still fucking good. Like, fuck it, you know what? I'm gonna try to get another one.
Yeah.
So I asked the bartender for another one, and she see me drink 2 of these already. She's like, all right, fuck it. So she makes me one, and at this point, like, it's starting to hit pretty heavy, and like I'm starting to feel it, and everyone's getting drunk and whatnot, everyone's getting fucked up, and so I'm sitting on this one, and I'm sitting like a real fucking heavy buzz, or a real fucking like heavy drunk feeling, and so there's like a bit of the night that I don't remember. I remember getting the third drink and drinking it and walking around and enjoying the party and stuff like that. Going back to the pool table.
Yeah.
And then it clicks out. And I click back in and we're back home. So there's a lot that's missing. I don't know what happened. Can't really ask my parents either.
And I can't fill those in for you either.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Because you weren't with us on the way back home. You were not with us. You don't remember that detail. Again, foreshadowing.
Oh. Now I got more questions.
So I click back in, and I'm back home, and I'm my bedroom's on the second story of the house, and so my parents get upstairs, and they fucking struggle to get up the stairs because obviously they're torn up, and we got to ride back home. So like they weren't drinking and driving or anything. And they go to sleep, and like I'm going up the stairs, I'm just like, and like trying to be careful as possible, holding the railing and shit, making sure I'm as stable as possible. No. I wasn't a dog. I didn't fall down the stairs, thankfully.
But we didn't get him drunk intentionally. It's not animal abuse.
Yeah, that's sorry for another time.
We dropped the bottle.
Don't get on the case about it. Twitter, don't cancel us, please.
I was a vegetarian for 10 years.
Yeah,
okay?
you know, he's done enough service. He fought for your cause.
I fought for the cause.
Me, I like animals. I don't abuse them. So that's what I got going on. So I'm going to my room, and it's this hallway, and it splits into 2 different rooms. And so I'm walking down this hallway, and it's a short fucking hallway, but I'm drunk as shit at this point.
Did you just slam into my room?
No, I didn't. And so I'm walking down this hallway, and in my head itself, I'm like, don't fall. Don't be that drunk asshole that falls. Because we've seen plenty of people fucking pass out drunk, especially at this point in my time.
Many stories of stairs. It just doesn't end. It looks like a fake movie. Like, how is it possible that they're still falling?
So I'm walking, I'm like, don't fall. Yeah. Don't fucking trip. And so I'm walking down this hallway, right? And in the hallway, there's actually a PSP charger. It's the charger. It's connected to the wall, and the plug's in the middle of the hallway. Not the PSP isn't attached. It's just in the hallway because that's where I put it for some reason. And in my head, I was like, I see the cord. I see where it's at. Don't trip over it. Don't fall over. It's to your right hand side, so don't go that way. Walk to the left. Don't walk to the right. If you walk to the right, you're gonna fall. So I'm like, okay. You right, you smart. So I started walking to the left. My dumb ass falls over immediately.
Did it all make sense to you?
No?
Like,
yeah, because
you just said like, oh, my ass is smart. You're not dumb. You even gave yourself the direction.
Yeah, because I'm like, all right, if you don't go right, you won't fall. If you go left, you're fine. You go in, you can make it to your room. You're almost there. And I'm like, all right, we're fine. Immediately fall over.
And when you fell, did it all just make sense? Like, oh, all these fucked up people I hang out with.
No, the thing that came into my head was, fuck! I failed! I got a boo-boo!
Help me, Jesus!
Help me, Richard Pryor! Help me!
Help me, Oprah! Use your magic! Tom Cruise, use your witchcraft!
That was the name I was trying to find, but for some reason Richard Pryor was the first one that came in my head anyhow. So I fell on the fucking floor, and I was like, oh shit, I'm on the floor. I'm trying to fight back from crying. I'm all emotional. I'm going through some things. My dumbass.
It won't stop. Why won't it stop?
So my dumbass, instead of trying to get up and whatnot, I'm like military crawl into my room. I'll make it. I'm like a fucking wounded soldier trying to crawl to my room as fast as possible, and then drag myself onto the bed as I fucking. I'm not gonna cry. I'm going to sleep. And that is my New Year's story. From that perspective of the night, do you want to share what you remember?
I don't know a lot of my perspective. Okay. I just know my story. Same event, same day, same day. Back to the bartender. I just remember, like, I just felt young and impenetrable and invincible. Like, I was just like, I was finally, like, you know, chasing chicks and everything. So things were like, you know, like I had this blind confidence, you know. And then there was a bartender. She was, like, much older than me. She was, like, at the time, I don't know, like, late 20s or something,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah, late 20s.
And I was, like, not even 21 yet. I don't know, like, 18, 19. I was still functioning like a motherfucker. And, like, you know, just from, like, previous events and stuff like that, you know, like, I learned the lesson to always just carry, like, a pocket full of fucking condoms in your pocket. So, like, I had those there for a while, but I don't remember really giving them out, but everybody else did. I just remember just, like, always going back to the bar to try to run game. But the thing was, like, I kept running back to the bar. I kept going back to the bar, trying to be, like, low, like you know, like, low pro. And I'm like, yeah, let me just get another drink so I could talk to you, girl. What's up? Getting another drink. I'll go back, get another drink, go back, get another drink. Mm-hmm. I got to the point where I was, like, so dumb enough where, like, people didn't want to give me drinks anymore. So I was, like, I was grabbing they had, like, so many little, like, bottles of alcohol and liquor. So I was just, like, grabbing them, putting them in my pockets. Like, all right, they ain't gonna serve me. Like, I still got drink in my pockets. Like, we good. Hey, Thea, can I get a cup of orange juice? Yeah, just orange juice.
No reason at all.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're trying to sober up. Oh, yeah, sure. Pour 3 in a row. I'm back in business.
Healthy portions.
Okay, after that, I don't remember anything. All the stories that came from that afterwards was eventually I was just, like, dumb slurring in love with the bartender. I was running game with the bartender the whole night. It got so bad that I was just throwing the condoms I had in my pocket at her, just fucking crazy, just like I'm trying to fuck, you know? Like, and I just remember she was so bad, and she was, I remember like she was kind flirting back-ish, but like she was a bartender.
Yeah,
you know?
So it's kind of like a trade.
Yeah, and I didn't know the bartender etiquette yet, you know? So like I was like, oh damn, this bitch into me. And she bad. Let's go. And she Latina with some tattoos. Woohoo!
Can I share a little bit of my perspective?
Sure.
So again, like he's mentioning, like he's kind of like downplaying what was happening
because I don't know.
Because you don't remember. That's the funny part. So there's 2 things I want to bring up about your end of the story.
Yeah,
was that like it was, you know, like how clowns have like the handkerchief and it's like infinite and they keep on like pouring out and there's like still more and there's still more. That's how it was with the fucking condoms, man. He just kept on fucking going and throwing and just yelling, I want to fuck.
I remember I had variety. Because I remember, like, I bought my own pack for, like, you know, personal fucking use. But I remember, like, the homie gave me, like, the colorful pack. And then I remember that I went to Hard Rock not Hard Rock Cafe. I think it was Hard Rock in Hollywood and Highland when I used to be there. And they used to give out, like, free condoms. They had a bowl. So, like, and they were glow in the dark. So I'll grab those and put in my pocket, too.
I never knew they
So, like,
that.
I don't know how long they did it for, but they did it back then. So I was fucking loaded. I was ready to use these motherfuckers.
you really were loaded, man. It was an impressive amount. At a point where it was more so like not like, oh shit, what is he doing? It's like, how does he have so many of them? And I think the other thing that's like super fucking funny about that night is like that was like the first night you debuted your designer fucking sweater, I think.
Right.
$150 sweater.
No. I don't know. I remember bringing it up because Renee brought it. But that was not the debut. That was already like older at that point.
Oh, okay.
Because I was already like in FITM for, if you guys don't know, I went to fashion school design and merchandising. So like I was already there for long enough where like fashion was my thing. I don't know. You realize how good I look? I didn't plan this outfit today. I usually do, but I still feel like I look pretty fucking good. Just gotta throw it out there. But yeah, like I don't know how I digressed to there. I like fashion. I apologize. That's my fault.
I don't like accessories too much, so I'll let him take that. But yeah, it was funny because that designer sweater, I remember that was like a big point of contention within the family.
And it was like close to $500. It was Artful Dodger.
Fuck! So
they got so mad because they gave me like a big, fucking like our parents were like a lot well off when we were like younger, and they're doing great now again. But before that break, like they would give me like a teenager like $500. Like, all right, here's your birthday present. Go on a shopping spree. They'll take me to like Melrose or like the Beverly Center or some shit. And
they were doing real estate before the Great Recession, so things were much easier back then.
Yeah, and I was a douche about it. Like one time they gave me like $480, and I was pissed off. I didn't have the other $20. Like, I was mad. Like I felt so embarrassed about it afterwards. But like in the moment, I was like, bitch, like I'm trying to drip.
And that drip that you bought that was apparently $500, I didn't fucking know that. So you lied to me about the price. And it worked with the bartender, and you end up fucking puking on it too. And you fucking destroyed that sweater, so you weren't able to wash. Because remember, you said you couldn't wash it.
I couldn't. No, I was washing it, but like the acid of the puke or something. Like it was like a heavy white cloth sweater. But all the accents, and it was an insane amount of accents.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on.
It was all velvet everywhere. So like, everywhere where the spew landed on, like, burned the velvet. So like, the black trimming was still there, but you could tell like it was off. It was off. Like,
yeah.
It ended up looking clean again, but it didn't look new.
And so like that's why those were the two things that stood out the most, because it was just like. It was like, oh yeah, we know he's fucked up, but at the same time, like...
Can we talk shit about Malcolm again?
Malcolm gets a break for this one. Hopefully, this New Year's isn't as rowdy and rambunctious, but hopefully it's still filled with good stories at the same time.
You know what? I hope everyone just does not argue with each other. That's all I hope for. I hope there's no like craziness, because we've been a lot more successful with that in our family recently.
Yeah,
the streak is not necessarily always there, but we've been a lot more successful with that. We're a lot more loving. Yeah, and
so hopes for the new year is definitely high up there.
Yeah,
we're now doing this podcast. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If so, please let us know. Please let us know in the YouTube comments if you're watching on YouTube. Or if you're watching on Spotify, fucking send us an email or hit us up on Instagram.
We have an idea floating around. What I'm going to ask you, don't think too much about it, alright? Be playful about it, but give us your financial advices. No, questions.
Give us your financial questions.
Yeah, if you can send it in audio or video format, that would be cool too.
We
have a whole little thing
contacted with a very, very prestigious financial advisor.
JP Morgan.
Yeah.
And Barclay. We're working with both of them. We're working with Barclay too.
So, again, foreshadowing. Preparing for the next episode or recurring episodes after that. You gotta watch them to see what happens next.
Yep. We want to like run that game with you. We're learning game. We want to share it with you, which is why you should subscribe to us even more.
Yeah.
You're learning life lessons. Or lessons to avoid.
Exactly.
Obviously.
If anything, learn from our lesson.
If anything, don't drink a fifth of Hennessy before you do P90X. That's a story for another time.
I'm curious about this one.
I haven't told you that one.
No. Another time, though.
Another time.
Again, we're talking about cliffhangers before. This will be a cliffhanger for next time.
That's a cliffhanger for next time.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. If so, please let us know.
Until next time.
Oh,
shit. And I mean, I don't have 10 items. That's all I got. I can't really afford anymore. Am I still getting paid for doing this?